What's up everyone, how's it going? I'm coming at you from the studio today and just talking about Canon picture profiles. I'm going to go through and cycle through the profiles. You're going to be looking at a great shot of me sipping my coffee this morning, and just want to go through, show you the main profiles on the Canon 5D Mark IV. What I use, I'm going to tell you about that, the way that I set up the profiles, I do a few little tweaks here, and why I use that profile. And yeah, so let's get straight into the video. So you might wonder what I'm holding. This ball is just a reminder of my time in America with One Nation, One Day. And yeah, I went to a missions trip and ended up in Miami for the 2 days before the trip, just like an orientation, and they had like a gathering there in Miami, Florida, and I picked up some baseball gear, and I love America. I love the smell of these. Weird, I know, but anyway. So picture profiles, why are they important? What do they mean? What are they? This is beginner level stuff, but also if you've been using picture profiles for a while, maybe my thoughts on it might challenge yours a little bit. I generally shoot with two different profiles on the Canon 5D Mark IV. I use standard, which is my main one, and it's exactly out of camera. So I don't lower anything, I just use the standard picture profile. That might be shocking to some people that I use just standard picture profile, but it works really well out of the box for me. I like the saturated colors, it works well for my corporate stuff, everything, it's well lit, like this scene right here. There's a softbox on either side. One's a little bit more blue than the other, casting a little bit of a light difference across my face. I think one's 46 Kelvin, one might be 4600 Kelvin, one might be 4000 Kelvin, 4200 Kelvin. So a little bit of a difference in the shot, but basically I like to shoot standard because it's easy and it works. I love the colors out of the box. I've never really been unhappy with it. I've had to tweak some scenarios with standard, but nothing out of the ordinary. So the second one I generally shoot with is, on the work that I do, is Canon Log. And I love Canon Log because that gives me the ability to grade a little bit harder in post and bring some of the detail out of the shadows, shadow depth. I feel like it gives nice depth in the shadows where it doesn't compress it just into a black. And I feel like sometimes when I'm shooting with where there's a harsher light situation, that it looks better overall to shoot in Canon Log on some projects. So the profiles I'm running through now, you might see the differences, some of the differences, and these are just the standard profiles out of camera. I used to use CineStyle quite a lot on the 5D Mark III, and I really like that profile, but I did notice a bit of a green cast in some of the footage I captured with CineStyle. White balance was correct, but then there seemed to be this green hue on the footage that I had to correct later. So CineStyle I don't really use as much anymore. One of the ones that I do use, and I shot a wedding recently, and I used a ProLost setting. So I'll show you some clips now of the wedding where I used ProLost, and this is the raw clip, and then this is the color graded clip in ProLost. But I also shot maybe 70% of it in Canon Log because it was outside and there's a greater dynamic range to use, and I like the look of it. So I was matching the ProLost with the Canon Log, and it all seemed to match up really well in post. Yeah, I guess the picture profile decisions you need to make is, what kind of look are you going for? What kind of footage are you shooting? Are you shooting a wedding where you want it to be more cinematic, or are you shooting a corporate where you want it to be more poppy and the colors to be more rich and more saturated? The ProLost I didn't mention, but ProLost is basically the neutral profile, and you turn the sharpness all the way down, you turn the contrast all the way down, and saturation I think to down -2, and then you leave the color tone at 0. So that's kind of what you get. Out of camera they give you the natural profile, but you're just reducing stuff that you can then look at later and bring it back later. Sometimes you might want a little bit of a softer image, so you can pull the contrast down a little bit. Sometimes you want a more natural looking image, so you can pull the saturation down a little bit, and that's what it allows you to do. So it's like, I guess, to explain the Canon profiles, it's almost like Canon gives you that neutral profile, and they say, all right, cool, there's some settings you can tweak, but the profile itself isn't just a standard profile with different settings. It's a completely different color profile, and basically then you can tweak a few things within that color profile. So probably good to explain that. I should have maybe explained that at the start, but that's basically what it is. So what I would recommend you do is you get on your camera and go out and shoot for a day and take all the profiles, shoot for like 10-15 minutes on every single profile, shoot some similar things on each profile so that you know, okay, this is what this profile looks like, this is basically what I'm getting from this profile. But don't just look at it on the back screen of the camera, go also to your computer, load it all onto your computer, and then review all the footage on a monitor or on a laptop and figure out, okay, this is what these look like. And then look at what your style is. You know, do you want to do that natural kind of gradient, that grayscale, that sort of faithful look? Do you want to do more poppy colors and more of a corporate look, an edgier look? What kind of stuff do you want to shoot? What do you want your footage to look like? So that's where I've landed on standard because I like it for the corporate stuff I do. But then, you know, when I shoot a wedding, I would be in faithful or neutral, and Pro Lost is my go-to. So a neutral profile with some tweaked settings. And then I know, okay, this is going to give me this great look. It's going to be cinematic. It's going to look like vintage, is going to have a vintage edge to it. Then I can bring in different colors and I can tweak it to my heart's content in post. And then obviously Canon Log, and I love the look of Canon Log because it just looks like a much higher end camera. It looks like it's not being shot on a DSLR. It has that look of a C100, you know, almost a C100 look to it. And I just like the fact that I can get such richness out of the colors, get really great depth out of the blacks and stuff like that. So if you haven't got the Canon C-Log upgrade on your camera, it's really worth it. It's only, I think, $190 or something. Well, no, $100, is it $100? Yeah. And you send it away for, I mean, my camera was away for round trip 7 days because it was overnight expressed it down there to Sydney from Gold Coast, and they had it for about 48 hours, I think, because it was a quick turnaround. I think I paid extra for the quick turnaround. Maybe I paid like another $20 or $30 for the quick turnaround. And then they sent it back by normal mail. It was registered post, so it had a tracking number and everything. And I got it within about 7 days. So it's not that bad. You can find a week within your schedule to send it down to Canon and have them install the C-Log. It just gives you that extra flexibility for what you're doing. So I hope this video has been helpful to you guys. Just a little bit of a discussion around picture profiles, and what I recommend, as I said, is get out there with your camera, try every different profile, bring it back into post and have a look at it and review it for yourself. Come up with something that suits your creativity and that matches well with the style that you want to shoot, and yeah, that will be awesome and your footage will go to that next level. Alright you guys, well thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You know, get on notification squad if you're not already by hitting the bell on the side there, and also like this video if you got something out of the content, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.